I really shorted my chair today.
Yeah. I need to fix that. That's funny. Let's configure that a little bit taller there. That's some funny stuff. Let's tilt this bad boy. Oh, wrong way. Oh, that's as far as I can go, huh? Okay, apparently I'm gonna be sitting short in my chair here. All right. I hope everybody's doing okay. Hello, hello, hello. I'm really short. That makes me laugh. All right, so supposedly I'm streaming in 3 different areas, but I think I'm only streaming in 2. If I'm live on Facebook, it's not telling me I'm live on Facebook. I wonder if it's live in a different area. So welcome, Oompa Loompa Paul. That's right. That is right. Let me see if am I live here? Nope. Oh, wait. Here we go. No. Oh, Phil Hogan doesn't recommend Paul Pape Designs. Last warning, your fan page received a copyright warning. You need to contact and confirm your page. I'm sure I do. Phil Hogan. Good afternoon and goodbye. Oh, well, all right. Whoa. What's all this? This is my workshop. I work with robots. I mean, let's keep my arms in here. I work with robots. That scam, we got like 5 of those in the library. Oh, I figured it was, but I don't like the don't recommend thing. So I'm just gonna report you as spam. Report the post. Boom. What's going on? Should I say nudity? No, we're gonna say just spam. Submit. Let's block Phil there. Sorry, Phil. You done. All right, and done. There we go. All right. So yeah, apparently I'm live on Facebook, but I don't know where. Uh-oh. Oh, okay, phew. It went to Phil's page. I'm like, why is Phil? Okay. All right, so welcome everybody. Today we're going to be doing some digital design work. Yeah, great way to start the... oh, I'm not even recording. Paul, can you record? Record. Okay. So we're going to be doing some digital design today. We're going to be working on a magic pendant. This is something that I created before, and then the client had, and I learned from that experience that neodymium magnets can rust. Raise your hand if you knew that could happen. I didn't. So, hey there, Loudhawk. These messages are so annoying. Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, they're annoying like you, Paul. That's right. So, yeah, so the client that I had lives on the ocean, and I created this really nice necklace for her, and it was held in place by magnets because she was using it to open up a diary. It had a special lock on it. And then after about 6 months of having it, she noticed that all the magnets were rusting. I didn't know that was possible. I've had magnets sitting on my wall for years and I've never noticed it, but I'm also landlocked, so the salty air doesn't get to it, except the salty air coming out of my face. So I thought, okay, so she came back to me and said, hey, is there another way to redesign this so that we don't have that issue? And I'm like, well, of course, we can definitely try anything. So we're going to start with where we were on the pendant that she had, and then we're going to kind of redo some stuff. Hey, Murusky. We're going to redo some stuff so that we can make it work the way that she would like it to work. Mo better. So there are people, but I don't know why my video is not gone live. So that's okay. I don't need to. I'm trying this whole like multi-stream thing, and it's throwing me for a loop. But I'm live on YouTube, so that actually works fine. But and I'm live on Twitch, but not on the Silence, not on the Faceplace. So I'm not sure why that's not working. But anyways, I need to talk to people who are smarter than me at this stuff, and it's definitely not me. That's so funny. All right, so yeah, let's. You don't see my. I know. It's weird. It says it's live. It literally says Facebook stop. I've been live for 6 minutes. Okay, we're gonna stop it then because it's obviously not working. But we're still on YouTube. So I got a Wonder Hamster knows how to do all this, and so we're going to. I'm gonna see if I can bug him and get him on this. So let's jump over to the desktop here. Whoop. There we go. So this is Fusion 360. This is a program I use to do a lot of my 3D design. I say a lot because even yesterday, so Fusion can be a little bit daunting for people because it's like using a lot of it's like using the entire encyclopedia set to kind of do things. And you don't, as a creative in a specific field, you don't necessarily need to use the whole thing. So people see it and they're like, whoa, that's just too much. So yesterday I was working on this thing here, which is called the Mirror of Erised. It's from Harry Potter, the Mirror of Desire. And it's one of, I made this model years ago. I think it was like, it said 6 years ago or 8 years ago. I don't remember exactly, but it's been a while. And this is actually done in Tinkercad. So this actually worked out, really, really well in Tinkercad. And then yesterday I was like, oh, I need to make it again. But he wanted, the client wanted some adjustments made in it because he wants to fit 2 rings in here instead of 1. Hey, Ava, over there on the YouTubes. So I was like, okay, so I had to go back and I thought I had it in Fusion, but I didn't. It's actually still on Tinkercad. So I went over to Tinkercad. I made all the adjustments I need. So even if you want to look at, if you're interested in 3D design, you don't need to go all out and do the Fusion 360, anything like that. You can actually just use Tinkercad, which is free. It's free. And it does things like this. I mean, you can't beat that. That's actually really cool. And believe it or not, this started out in Fusion. So did the Book of the Dead, Heat of Time. All those things started out not in Fusion, in Tinkercad, not Fusion. And so eventually this thing ended up going to Fusion so that I could get slicker roundy bits and stuff. But they've improved Tinkercad a lot since then. So Meat says Facebook is trash nowadays. Anyways, their meta platform is just incredibly poorly coded. Yes, but I still have the majority of my fan base started in Facebook forever ago, and so I don't like to exclude them. I'd rather include them. And so if I can stream in multiple places and bring them into it so that they know that I'm still doing the things that I'm doing, it's good to keep that going. Honestly, I'd rather stream to Instagram or TikToks, but that is way above my pay grade here. So I'm not, I gotta talk to people who know this stuff way better than I do to be able to get that going. All right, so let's get into this. So this was the original design, as you can see here, and it's a pendant. And what you can do is you can actually remove the sun. So this hole that's here is actually for a magnet as well. This magnet operated the lock, but this magnet was rusting a lot, and it was hurting her shirt. It was because it was basically rusting onto her shirt, which wasn't great. And this little area right here on both sides was where the magnets, that's how it held the sun in place. So you could actually pop the sun out and then use it to unlock a book and then pop it back into the pendant. The other thing I didn't really like about it is how thick this whole thing is, because to be able to have the 2 sets of magnets in here, you had to have a specific thickness. And even though I used the smallest magnets I could use, it still got really thick. And then we also have this little pendant holder. She didn't want there to be a loop on the top because it ruined the line of the heart. So she wanted it on the back. So when I actually got the thing, it wasn't bad, but it could have been better. And so what we're going to do is we're actually going to redesign the thing, keeping the shapes accurate. So we can go in here and like kind of, is this for the Princess Diaries only? Not. Yes. This is a version of a magic locking diary, much like the Princess Diary. But I make all different kinds. I mean, so we do the Princess Diary lock, and then like even here, this is another, let's go to desktop real quick. And you can see, so this is one for the Hyrule, the Legend of Zelda diary that I make, where you actually like press the Triforce here and that unlocks it. So that's another version of it. And then we have like the Princess Diary one. We've got, all sorts. It just really depends on what you're after. But obviously if I can make one, I can make one for anybody. So it works however you'd like to do it. So yes, what she would like to have is there to be a cup on the top and bottom, and then there be a post with a small ball on the top and bottom of the sun, so that you would basically set it in there and then it could rotate around. But she also requests that whatever the magnet is, the situation back here, that the magnet is enclosed. So we'll have to make the sun in such a way that we can
like put a back cap on it. So there'll be an additional piece to this. So the sun will actually be a two-part clamped together and lock type of accessory, but that way the magnet inside will be accessible, but not, won't that hinder the magnet? Well, that's the key. We've got to make sure that the magnet that's in here, that the back plate is thin enough that it doesn't interfere. Now, the other thing that we could do is bypass magnets altogether. And I've talked to her about this, and and she's like, whatever works best. But we could actually bypass it so the magnets don't work at all, that we don't need magnets at all, and that we use the shapes to interlock with the, hey, Shreddy, to interlock with the lock itself, and then it becomes the thing that unlocks it. The other thing that we could, so that would be like a pressure one. That's a lot like the Hyrule one that I just showed you guys. This is actually, so let's jump back over here to desktop. If you look at this one, on the back here, a pure mechanical lock, possibly. So this one here, we've got, it would tie in here, the hasp goes in here, and then this becomes a pivot. Okay, the thing is with this one, it's actually meant to be pressed with your finger. Okay, but if we did one where there was the shape that was inset like this, we would put the sun inside of it. But the problem that you run into is then you don't actually need to have the sun. You can use your finger and just, you know, you do the same thing. All right. So there's a third option, like for hidden drawers and the like. Yes, exactly, Clement. So there's a third option, which gets a little bit more high tech, in which we have a near field object hidden inside, or a chip, kind of like how your car, your truck, if you've got a remote starter or whatever, or if you've got a remote, there's a little chip inside your key that the car will not start unless that there's a handshake between them. The problem that you run into with that is battery, because and they make some near fields that don't require battery. Well, that's not true. There's, you know, all of them require some kind of battery. You know, there's LEDs that just use, like, you can actually use magnets for that, but and we could go that route, but I think that's getting too complicated. But we could, if we wanted to, go the route of doing something where there's a chip hidden inside the sun, and then only when the chip comes into contact with the lock, and it wouldn't have to sit inside of it, it would just have to be near enough that that sun would then be what unlocks it. That would be a project for another day. So I think what we're going to do for now is we're going to do the magnet, because I know I can get some pretty thin wall metal, 3D printed and then gold plated, and then we'll be able to lock that in there. So the magnet will still read through it. They are neodymium magnets, and so they will they'll work through other materials, and so it should still interact pretty well. And what's really interesting about the magnets is we don't need the magnets to draw towards each other. We actually need them to repel. That is actually how the lock mechanism works. It is less about them pulling towards each other. It's more about how we repel them. So, yeah, so as long as the magnet is strong enough, we should be able to do that.
Okay, so let's jump back over to the digital screen.
All right. So here we go. Now, all these little gems that you see in here, she also wanted it decorated with these, their Swarovski crystal gem sets set in there. And so I just created, these aren't faceted, these are round, but the ones that I actually put inside the pendant are actually faceted. And so they're just there as placeholders, so I knew how they would lay out on both the heart and the sun, but we can actually turn all of those off. And then we have heart stones and regular sun stones, and then we've got the heart and the sun. So if we turn the heart off like that, it kind of shows us what we have here. Now the first thing that we want to do, I am a neodymium then, very good at repelling.
Yes, but you also are good at attracting. You just haven't found somebody with your opposite polarity yet. You're only repelling people with the same polarity. Just like saying that, you know, people who say that they're so ugly, and when they look in the mirror, it's like, you're not ugly, you're just not your type. You know what I mean? Anyways, we all need to hear that today, right? You're not ugly, you're just not your type. Okay, so what we need to do first is we need to copy these and paste them. So we're gonna copy and paste. There we go. We just want them right there so we can take these other two and turn them off. And it looks like we haven't done anything, but now we actually have two of everything. That way, when we start to adjust these, we're not adjusting the ones that were originally there. Do you ever get requests for the pendants to be metal cast? Okami, these will actually be sent out, and the heart will be made out of pure sterling silver, and then the sun will be made out of brass that is then chrome, nickel, chrome, and then gold plated. So these will actually be metal parts when they're done. So yes, and the price is actually included in there when we are when we're bidding this job out. Yeah, and they actually look really pretty. The sterling silver is really, really nice, and they come out very clean. I do that through a company called Shapeways. I have yet to find a jewelry quality 3D print company other than Shapeways. I've looked into other ones, but I have yet to find one that really deals with the jewelry industry side of it. And when I'm printing things, I either want like a really high quality or high tolerance, which you can get from like places that do other than Shapeways, and they do like NASA-based stuff, but they also charge like NASA-based prices. Shapeways seems to be, they're expensive, but they seem to be pretty on par with with the rest of the industry, and you know they do a good job. I mean, this key here, I'm gonna jump back over to desktop. This is made out of metal. Okay, this is all brass, solid brass. Normally I make them out of resin. This would be the resin one, and you can see it's the exact same thing. The resin one opens and closes just like normal. If I can, there we go, just like normal. And we paint this to be bronze, like this one. So we'd paint it. Well, the client actually wanted actual bronze. So this is actual bronze. This one weighs 10 times what this one weighs. It's crazy, but it works the exact same way. Shapeways is great for silver, both in cost and quality. They are a bit expensive for gold and platinum, but they do finish it for you. They do. I haven't found, do you have, Married with Spawn, do you have a source for a different client? The bronze one looks awesome. It does look awesome, but it's expensive. This, materials-wise, cost me about $4. No, that's not true. Including all the hardware, probably in about $10, okay? The material, not including labor, okay? So I sell these for more because there's obviously a lot else that goes into it. Trying to put these things together, not easy. The material on this one is almost $1,000 to make it out of solid bronze. And what's funny is it's not solid bronze, it's a metal, it's a bronzed metal. And I know this because if I take a magnet, it sticks to the whole thing. So this is a steel based or iron based. It's got some ferrous metal inside of it, but it is a ferrous based material. So it's not actual bronze. I have a few casting houses I use for gold and platinum, but they are only if you are interested. Okay, I got you. I've got a place that does my golden snitches. That is a metal foundry, and they send them to me, but they are not finished. They come out looking like this, and then it's up to me to do all the polish. But what I love about these is the sound they make, because they are pure. Yeah, if I could get them, there you go. You can get them to chime. So the crystal structure in this metal it's just choice. I love it. But yeah, so but they're not polished and they're not cleaned up. I mean, look at the flashing that's on there. So I got to grind all that out. I've got to make sure that the holes are open and all that stuff. But you know, and then this is the pour spout. So Shapeways actually takes all of that off, and they actually clean it up and send you a finished product. So these are brass, yes. But when they polish up, they look like gold, because I've had them made, and then I've had them made in gold plated. I've done that. They're way more expensive, but I can polish these up and make them mirror finish, and they look just like gold. I mean, they're obviously not gold, but they look that way. I mean, if you want a collectible, that's definitely lasts you forever, and I bet it's not. Oh, the hand feel of this Okami is choice. It is so. It just, you're like, okay, I'm gonna summon myself a mummy. You know, it is great. It feels so, and just the sound of the metal moving.
the sound of the metal moving on that, it's just, it's really, really nice. So yeah, I dig that a lot. And these brass pieces are good. And I actually have the molds because they sent me the original molds back. So this is my golden snitch mold that they sent me. So they have a second set now, but they do injection wax, and this is from a foundry, not Shapeways. And so I actually had to send them a version of the snitch that I had 3D printed and then cleaned up and whatnot. And then they actually do the wings too. The wings, this is the mold for those that I do. And they also, you know, big flat things. And they do the wax injection. The ultimate fidget toy. Exactly, right? The most expensive fidget toy. And then let's see if I should have a set of wings in here somewhere. Maybe. Maybe not. Do I not have a set of wings? I do. And this is how they come out. So this big post right here is the back of the wing, but then this one here on this edge, this all gets cut away. So the wing is actually inside of this. And I had to produce the piece just like this, okay? I sent them the mold or the master, and it looks exactly like this, including all of the sprues that I wanted on it because I wanted it to be cast. Now when it comes out, it's got a big, the pour spouts up here, and then this is the air channel that comes out to the side. And so they inject it down through here, but then it fills this whole thing out. And then I snip this all off at an angle, and then I can recycle the metal. And this is brass as well. This is a silver colored brass. But man, this polishes up and it looks just like silver. It's super, and then I can heat it and I can kind of form them so they're not just straight out. Yeah, they turn out really, really, really nice. Yeah, here's an older version that I did with this is an older version of the same design, but this one had a smaller, thinner upper spine here, and it had a tendency, and I believe it's right here, you can see it, every single one we got, and I don't know why it did it, it broke right here. There's always a hole right there, and I don't know if it was in the mold. Oh, I can check, because we have the mold here, because this is the old mold. Old mold. Here's the old mold. So this one would fit in there just like that. So if I look here, that's smooth. So it's 2 steps now. No, I mean, they're clean, nice and clean mold. So I don't know why it always broke, but it always broke at the exact same spot. And it's on this side, it's right there. Right there. And so I had to go with a thicker, what I would call spine on the feather, the wing there, which is on the newer one. So, hey there, Buck. Lizzie, great, isn't it? Yes. Yeah, I appreciate all the love on both the channels. It helps to build my algorithms. So, all right, so let's get back to this fun thing here. So we were just talking about all the different metal castings and stuff. My tattoo is officially at that place where it itches all the time. I sacrificed a sock so that my cuff on my hoodie. No, you can't see that, Paul, because you turn that camera off. So so this is a sock that I've inverted, but this part right here itches so much. So I sacrificed an old sock to keep over it so I don't. Yeah, so it's not rubbing anymore. So anyway, it's just at that point. Slap it. Oh yeah, you said that. Paul Pape, infinitely improved. Hey, always. All right, let's get to work on this fun thing here. I've already killed 24 minutes and we've done nothing. All right, here we go. So the first thing we want to do is we want to turn off the heart. Boom, like that. And then we want to get rid of these little bitties here. And then what I might end up doing is we're probably going to end up shrinking the thickness of this too. We don't want it so thick. So the first thing we need to do is we need to get rid of these. So we're going to go in here and we're going to create cylinder. Thank you there. Thanks, Buck. All right, so we're going to create this and then we're going to drag it down through here. Bloop. Boom, gone. And we're going to do the same thing over here. So we're going to go this surface here, repeat cylinder. It finds the center already, and then boop, gone. All right, so there we go. So now we're left with just the regular old sun here. Now the other thing I want to do is we're going to create two halves of it. So I'm going to do that by coming in on this side here. And we're going to draw just a square so I can get the thickness on it. I could measure it, but you know, why when I can just do it this way? Let's drag this over to here, this over here, and then we don't want to do cut. We want to do new body just so that we can see. We can zoom in nice and tight and find out exactly how tall this needs to be. Too tall. 6.3.
Ooh. Yep, 3. Oh, maybe it's 2.5. I think it's 2.5, guys. I bet it's 2.5. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? I got all lost. Discombobulated. There we go. Yeah, it's gonna be 2.5. So yeah, it's still above it. You can barely see it. So let's go 2.5. I mean, we're talking like tens of thousands of a mil. No. Okay, it is 3 then. All right, well, let's try 2.8. 9, 3. All right, 3 it is. All right. So this is 2.663. Paul did not. Oh, here's a piece of paper. Piece of paper that we can write our numbers on. Check time, check pellets. Okay, I don't need that anymore. All right, good. All right, so 2.663 is the height here. So we're going to end up, if I wanted to make that a half, so 2.663 divided by 2. Always keep a calculator near you guys. 1.3315 is going to be the thickness. All right, so I'm going to create a... Let's actually take this whole side here, and we're going to see if we can raise it up. Raise the roof. Negative 1.3315. Like that. Okay. So now it is half. So now that should be, this should be a perfect square. From here to here. And then now we need to figure out what this measurement is. So let's do our inspect. And say here to there, 1.263. So that's actually the number that I needed. 1.263 minus 2.663. So 2.663 minus 1.263 equals 1.4. So I actually needed to go up 1.4. All right, so let's escape out of there. We can double click on the move tool here that we had, and now we can just go here and fix this. So 1.4, like that. Now it's a true square. Okay, now why do we need it to be a square? Because we're going to turn this into a cylinder so that it's got something that it can spin on. But you don't want that cylinder to be in the middle of a weird rectangle. We want it to kind of blend in, and I'm going to show you how we're going to blend that in a minute. So let's see if I can, on this surface here, can I do that? It's not going to let me. Yeah, you're going to be a pain, aren't you? All right, so we're going to take it from this level here, but we're going to move it. Let's go. We'll see where I'm going here. There we go. That's good. All right, that's construction. All right, so from this plane, we're going to create a cylinder. All right, and then I'm going to zoom back. Here, we're going to go to front view so we can get that nice and square. And then I'm going to say roughly here, but we know that it's 1.263. So we can divide that by 2. It's going to give us the diameter. Oh, the diameter we already know, 1.263, like that. Okay. Then what we can do is we can push this direction. Okay. We obviously don't want it to cut into it. We want a new body. I want a new body. All right, and then we're gonna move it so that it's more centered. So move, again, let's go to front view. And we're gonna get all up in its business here. And we wanna move it up. So defaults to 0.0005. So we're going to go 2, 5. That seems to be pretty spot on. And side to side looks already pretty good. So there we go. So now it's centered. Okay. There we go. I also want to move it again. We're going to move it out so that we can get... Let's go to here for now. Now what we're going to do is we're going to select this body, this face here. That's a face. This is a face. That's a face. And then this is also a face over here. And we're going to use this cool tool called Loft, which is going to take 2 different shapes and blend them together. Boom. Like that. Okay. Not the most elegant looking thing, but it's close. Okay, so that is, and we want to join it. Boom, like that. And we've created a way to loft, way to get those 2 pieces to go together. Okay, now we can go in here and we can kind of clean this up, make it a little bit more elegant. But that Trusty Fusion 360, that's right. But it helps immensely to get that and gives us a nice flat surface to work on. Okay, now I should have done... Before we do that, because I know it's going to work, let's undo, and then we're going to mirror this, or we're just going to copy paste it. So Control V, oh no, wrong one, this one, Control C, V, and then we're going to just drag it down to the other side. Yeah, see what you did there, Paul. Okay, so if you notice, we need them to be in line. Because if we want it to spin equally, we don't want one here and one off to the side. Because if it's off to the side, it's not going to spin. It's not going to work. We need them to be aligned as though there's a post running all the way through it, right? Correct. So, all right, I'm going to have to pull the sleeve up and then take this thing off because it is itching like crazy. New tattoo, yay! Okay, so I'm looking at this and I'm going to use my eyeballs. You guys can use your eyeballs too, to kind of see how this line here kind of comes in, and then we need to figure out about where that's going to be, where it will intersect where this is right now, okay? So we could come in and just draw a line, or we can use our eyeballs, and then this one the same thing, because we can see here, this one wants to go to here. It's going to continue that line over to here, which isn't great, but what we can do is to move it so that this line intersects, and it looks like it's going to be about here. So let's drag this up a little bit. Make sure we're truly on top view here. Like that. Okay, so we're going to say that's okay there. Now what we can do is we can get, I'm going to cut this so that it is a little bit higher, because if you look at this angle, it goes in and then back out again. It starts, so right here, it starts to, you can kind of see it in that line. It's coming out, and then that would eventually intercept this line over here, but then it starts to go back in. We want to get rid of the go back in part of it. So what we can do is from this plane here, we can create a box like that, and then we can push this box into it until we're past that point. We're going to go to new box. Okay, and then what I can do is I can also chamfer this edge here, so we're not losing all of it. We want 2 distances. I'm going to come down here like that, and then we're going to move that over. I want a nice top view here so we can see what we're doing, and then bring that up. So bring that back up, that. And then we want to make sure that we are hitting it right where it comes back in. So if we're looking at it, I can see it's right about there. So we'll say right there. Okay. And then this one, I'm going to come over here, and I want to see where we start to open that up. Already opened it up there. Okay, so we're in the right place. All right, so just like that. Click OK. Then we can take good old Sun 1 and that body, and we can separate them. Boom, like that. Okay, so that's going to get it more in line. There we go. So we can do the same thing. We can loft these 2 areas together. Like that. And so you can see that this one actually comes out before it joins in, and this one also comes, they're both moving in the same direction, as opposed to that one this side over here, which if we didn't do that cut there, it would have come out and then in, and then the loft would, so it would have had a weird like S curve to it, which we didn't want it. What is the journal theme? Stars and moons. Stars, moons, and hearts. Oh my. So that is the theme.
All right, and then same thing over here. What we could do is flatten that out as well if we wanted to. And I think it might actually benefit us if we do. So let's take this face here, also create another square. And then we're just going to drag this until it goes right. I want a full cut across here. So as long as that's there, that's good. Then we can loft these two together as well. That straight cut's going to allow us to do the next step pretty easily. It's been over 3 years since I used Fusion to actually print something out. I use it often. It's... Oh, not Revolve, Paul. Use the wrong one. I got distracted. Loft. Boom, like that. Join. No, now the whole thing is that color. Oh, it's because I did the wrong order. You got to start with gold and add that. There we go. Okay. So the next step is to make this a little bit cleaner in the blend. Okay. We want to make sure that this, because this looks like dog poo-poo. Okay. We don't want dog poo-poo. We want it to look a little bit smexier, right? Absolutely, Paul. That's what we want. We want smexy. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in here and we're going to grab this edge all the way around. Used to be able to, you could double click it, but then it just takes everything. So we don't want that. So, and every program's a little bit different. There we go. So now you can see we've made a selection all the way around. Okay, just like that. So now what I'm going to want to do is we're going to use the fillet, which is basically smooth roundovers. Okay, and then what we're going to do is, oh, you're going to be difficult on me, aren't you? Let's see if we can switch over to. No, that's what this needs to be. Okay, let's try 1. No, 0.5. No, 0.1. CJ!
Will all be.
Thank you.
Our continued sub.
I cut him off. Sorry. Oh, do I not have... I don't have my stream elements on this side here. There we go. So it'll at least talk. Okay, so it's not going to let me do that, which means it's being a poo. So we're going to try and grab this whole part here that I want to smooth out and see if it'll go that route. You don't like that. Fusion, you're being finicky again. Let's see if we can do it here first. I want to go the other way. Hey, boss, how's you today? I'm doing well. I'm doing well. All right, it does not like that. Okay. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to roll this back a little bit more. We're going to actually delete. Yes. Okay, we're going to delete these. We're going to bring back our 2 parts there. Okay. Then I'm going to take. Right? Apply AI auto repair, right? Okay, so what we need to do is I think we need to get rid of the. We need to get rid of the fillet that is already on there, so we can square it all up again. Okay. I don't know what that is. I don't want that. Oh, we just straight up got rid of it, huh? Okay. There we go. All right. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the sun here. Turn off the sun. And then what we're going to do is we're going to turn on the original sun. This one here. Okay. Then I'm going to go back in my timeline here. And we're going to test to see which one of these was the actual fillet. Am I still playing the music on here? I am. It's stream. Thank goodness it's stream beats. You know, honestly, I don't mind it. Do you guys mind the music being on there? I don't mind the music being on there. It's allowed for streaming and recording, so kind of just like it in the background. You like it? Okay, cool. All right, so we're just keep going back and back and back and back. See if we can find, because if we hover over the right fillet, okay, so that filleted that. We're getting close. Because I made one before I made it. Okay, so one. This has to be it. This would be it right here. Okay, so we're going to cancel there. So we know where it's at, right? Where it's at. All right, so we're going to come to here. I'm going to roll history marker to there, like that. Okay. Then what we're going to do is we're going to select this body. We're going to make it this body. And we're going to copy, and we're going to paste right in place. Okay. Now what we can do is come all the way to the end. Whee! Come on now. Whee! Not all the way to the end. I need to figure out where it was. I think it was here. Roll history marker here. Fair enough. Fair enough, boss. Fair enough. Then we're going to turn off the original sun because it's already done everything that we needed it to do. Did it get bigger? Did I scale it? I did scale it. All right. Well, while we're doing that, let's do... Where are you at? This one. Okay, so we're gonna scale this up too, I guess. It's the first one. Here comes the sun. Do, 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 do. Scale. Top view. I take that position that most stream watchers don't have that luxury. .3. Too small. 1.32. 3. 1.325. What I could do is roll back to the history marker and find out how big I made it, but that's fine. This looks close. Okay. Like that. Then we can move it. Yeah. Now let's move it a little bit different. Yeah. And then we can hopefully, I don't know if we can center it. It's not going to let me. So we're just going to move it. We're going to eyeball it. This side, left, wow. Now we're just fiddling, because it's an irregular shape. It's not going to center, so I can't go by point. That's pretty good. That's pretty good there. Okay, so now let's turn off sun. There we go. And we can move this up. Let's find out the height, though. We know what height we want it to be. 1.988. Minus 1.263
-0.725. Okay, so we want to take this and we're going to move it up. -0.725. That. Okay. All right. Then what we can do is move the whole thing. So let's call this old sun. There we go. So that way I know where it's at. Move. And we're going to center it. So let's go right side. Zoom way in. Like that. Actually, with it like that, I wonder if we could just move it over. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to move these two pieces. Let's see if we can center them a little bit better on this part here. So I'm moving them both at the same time. Let's go 15. So 0.11. Nope. 8. That's pretty close. So let's jump over to the other side and see what that one looks like. Close enough. All right. We know one side's the top, one side's the bottom. All right, so we're going to say that. Okay. Then we know that that is good there, that's good there. Okay, so we should be... I wonder, should I make these square instead of round? And then when we loft them, it'll be going a square to a square, and then we can do it all. Paul, I saw that there was a lot of winter mayhem in the USA. Was your area having winter storms? Oh, yeah. It was so cold here, CJ, that fuel froze in vehicles, including the trucks that were delivering the fuel to my airplane. And so I got stuck in Chicago, and I got stuck in Denver, and I got stuck in Phoenix, not because it was frozen, but because everyone else was frozen. So yeah, it was gross. Yeah, I was supposed to be home. So I left on a Thursday. I was supposed to come home on Sunday. I didn't get home till Wednesday night, or Wednesday midday, because everywhere I went was completely frozen. So, yeah, it was nuts. It was nuts. I'm wondering if I should make those square, because then it'll come off of this really nicely, and then I'll be able to. So maybe do a little bit of both. Have a little round and square. See what we can do with it. But this one doesn't line up very well. I think that might be uglier. But I think it will give me a much better... I did. It just took a hot minute. All right. Let's maybe see what we can do here. So... my wife was not happy. She was not happy because she was stuck at home with the boys. Okay, fine. Just be that way. 1.263, tab, 1.263. Enter. We're going to say you're going to be 2 mil thick. We're going to say new body. Boom. Like that. Okay, then what we're going to do is we're just going to move it. We're going to move it. Move it. Boom, like that. Now it's centered. Haha, I'm smarter than you. Don't say that out loud, kids. Nobody wants to hear that. I'm smarter than this program. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so let's see where this needs to go before it terminates. People in the Netherlands were complaining about 2 inches of snow. We're not used to it. Yeah, we got like 14 inches of snow, but it was the wind and the cold. I know you guys use Celsius over there, so you're gonna have to do the conversion in chat, but it was with wind chill. It was negative 53 degrees. Without wind chill, it was -35. And that's a cold meatball. Yeah, it was not. That was, they called it a polar vortex. It's crazy. All right, so that, I think it's going to give us a better, that's going to give us a better thing right there. So let's turn off this and this, and then we're going to copy this, Control C, V, and we're going to do a point to point on that bad boy. Let's turn off old sun, that one. What's up, old sun? And then we're going to say to there, like that. Boom. Okay. Thank you. And then old sun again. Boom. Like that. Then, oof, that's too much snow. So then we're going to take this face here and we're going to create another box. And this one we're actually going to use to cut away part of the sun. I'm going to go 0.5 mil there. Like that. It's going to create a new body. This one here, we're just going to remove that. It's not there anymore. And then we're going to do the same thing over here. Grab that face, create a new block that's larger. We're going to say 0.5, like that. Boom, like that. We should also be left with an old sun part 2. Remove that. Boom. Now what we can do is we can loft these two sides together. Now they are square to square. So in theory, it should be cleaner. Like that. Then what we can do is this and this, and we can smooth these out. See how that's a much cleaner. Boom, like that. See, that's so much purtier. And we're gonna do the same thing with this one. We're gonna pull this one out. Woo! Nope, like that. See, that's a much cleaner transition. And we all want a cleaner transition, right? Same thing here. We're gonna kind of push this. Can we push this in just a wee bit? A wee bit? Come on now. Work with me. No, that one's not gonna do it. It's gonna be so minimal you're not gonna notice. All right, so let's come over here to this side and do the same thing. I want to curl into a ball and never come out because of the snow. Well, don't do that. Make the most of it. Always look on the bright side of shut up. There we go. Loft. Join. Let's take these edges here, pull them out so that they're not as gross. Let's take this. See if we can do this. No, because it's going to be top and bottom. We want to do that. That's better. Look at that. So now we've got it. Yes, we've got it. Yes, we've got it. The redone being is because I have an irrational fear of the snow. Oh, the reason, not the redone. Hey, you know what? Reason makes more sense. Gotcha. All right, so what I want to do now is I want to grab these edges here. That's not an edge ball. And then let's grab this one and this one and this one and this one. And we're also going to grab these over here. Just on down this length. Make sure we grab it all here, Mr. Paul. Grab it all, Mr. Paul. Those there. And now we're going to do the same fillet. Okay, so we're at 1.263 divided by half. 1.263 divided by 2 equals 0.6315. Let's see if it'll do it. Nope. Thanks, Fusion. You're the best. Yeah. All right, we got 0.6. Let's try 6.3? No. 0.63. Okay, 1. Nope. All right, so 0.63 millimeters. So that gives us that bit of a thing. Now, since the sun's going to move on both sides, it's not a bad idea to have... Can I add that too? Can I add this one too? No. Okay, so yeah, so that will work. Should not have hit escape there. All right, so that will work to create a nice one. So let's see if we can grab all of this. All of me
And all of you. Nope, that's not what I want. Ugh, this is gonna be the tedious part. Okay, so we gotta go and grab all of these edges. Ugh, says Paul. Ugh. All right, go on through here. This is the tedium. All right, I don't know. At least that one went all the way around. Ooh, that one went all the way around too. Boom. The immortal words of Mo. Kids who don't know Mo, they'll know Barney from The Simpsons. No. Yes. And back over to you. Okay, here we go. Boom. Okay, it wasn't as tedium as I thought it would be. Yes, I know it's not a word. All right. Almost there. Ugh. It's a little bit. Sad thing is we got to do it on the other side too. Now, do we have to do it on the other side immediately or at the same time? It would help. But no, you don't have to. The problem is one wrong click, I got to do the whole thing again. All right, that's the whole thing on that side. So let's see if we can do one half of it here. And we said it was 0.63. 0.63. Why you gotta be like that? Really? You're gonna stop me at 2? Where are we? What am I missing here? It's in this. It's always got to be one. Little. I bet there was a part that I just really wish I could just go back to picking my points without them all disappearing. All right. Ugh. Oof, says Paul. See what that's going to do, though, is going to curve that edge there, which I don't want it to do. But that's okay, because we have the other ones in it. Let's try this. Let's see if we can do this. 0.63. Why you gotta play me like this? Why you gotta be like this, Fusion? Alright, so we knew that the problem was somewhere around here, right? So, will that help me? Nothing can save you now, Paul. So the other day, my friend, his 30-year-old sister did not wake up. Yeah, so her heart just stopped. It just like really makes you, and like her funeral is tomorrow. It's really kind of like makes you like yeah, you got nothing is guaranteed, right? Just 30 years old and just like holy crap. Kind of crazy to think about. All right, so I'm gonna round over all these innards here. I think that's gonna be my best bet to ensure that this will work. You could grab both of them at the same time, Paul, and then not have to grab and do this twice. So, weird, but like, yeah, it's just really interesting to me that, you never know. That one and this one. Follow the nose. Yeah, sometimes you can want to throttle. Can I blend these together? You gonna let me do this? Nope. It sees that as 3 separate planes, but it won't let me go in there and fix them, which is annoying. 1, 10. Yeah, it won't let me grab. What is my schedule like today? What's my schedule like? Because we're already at 1 o'clock. I want to make sure that I'm not missing another appointment. Oh, yeah, I gotta go because I have a 1:15. So, all right, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna just go around this, finish off any of these, and we're gonna call it a quits because I have a 1:15 appointment. Of course you do, Paul. All right. Interface offline. That's right. 2 more of these. I just don't want to lose what I'm doing here, otherwise I'm gonna have a rough time trying to remember why it's not working. All right, that one's already done. There we go. Me too. I gotta go back to work. Okay, so we're in a good place here. We'll continue this tomorrow. All right, so we're gonna save this like that. All right, there we go. So I'm gonna stop the recording. All right, there we go. And then let's go find. Is Mr. Diomedes still raiding? He is. He's still on. We're gonna go to Mr. Diomedes. He was dropping some good bombs today. So raid Mr. Diomedes. You gonna do it? No, thanks. All right, there we go. So if my comment on Discord about your video was useful, feel free to give it a heart. So I know you read it. You bet. I will absolutely do that. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day. Remember to work smarter, not harder. And hopefully you guys learned something today. We're going to go to regular big face today, I think, just so I can say goodbye. So thanks, everybody. Do appreciate it. We're going to go say hey, howdy to Mr. Diomedes, who's working on some leather, and good professor. He's a professor of ethics. So he's always got some good conversation to have there. So let's go say hey, howdy to them. Please check out my Facebook page, my personal page. Just go to my Facebook personal page. Look me up. I'm Paul Pape. I look like this on there. Follow me there. I let everybody follow me. And then I'm doing lives often now. So please go check that out. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Have a great one, everybody. Let's go say hey, howdy to Diomedes. Later. It's not going to let me raid out, is it? There we go. Raid now. Bye.